What's going on, guys? Cyn for the win here. We are back with our franchise mode as the New York Rangers, and we're picking up where we left off here, getting ready to go into the draft. The Toronto pick turned out to be 9th overall, so didn't get up to that 4 to get that one crazy guy, but I mean, that's not really needed. Our core is getting a lot better. We're getting to where it needs to be. It's just, you know, we got to get over that hump. We've got eliminated in the first round 2 years here, so we got to find out exactly what's missing. I think, oh my God, another franchise goaltender. I think that's kind of our main thing right now. But look at all this. Look at everything that we have available to draft. A lot of trade value, at the very least. Might want to pin that guy just because. He might be an elite starter at the very least. And 3 very late round low elites. Okay. Well, we've got a lot. Nice. Offensive defenseman. Just kind of checking them out what their grades are sort of like. All right, well, I don't even know if we'll be able to get all of them. We might not even have enough picks this year. I know we got some early ones. We can go off the board or trade one back for extras. But we'll be able to get quite a lot here. So that's good. All right, let's check out the retirements. See who's biting the dust. So Phil Kessel retires on Pittsburgh at age 37. Oh, are you serious? 999 games played for Logan Couture. Oh, he declined very heavily. That is rough. 1 game away from 1,000 in his career. Oh, man. Anyway, Brian Little, Atkinson, Brassard, Foligno, Zuccarello. Not too many major names this year. Yeah, not really at all. Reeves did retire from free agency. But yeah, that's most of the names right there. Nothing major. And goaltenders, Pecorine retires at age 42. Good career numbers from him. Ben Bishop as well. Pretty solid career numbers. Crawford, too. Good career numbers, but Pecorine playing almost 850 games in his career. 76 shutouts, and those are terrific numbers. All right, well. Yeah, a lot of goalies retired this year. Smith, Schneider, even Halak, and then you get into the backups around there, but yeah. All right. All right, so Nick Foligno's becoming a scout. Yeah. All right, and before we get into the draft here, let's check out the awards, because I don't think I did that this last year. The year before, I should say. So Dallas, 2 years running, winning the Stanley Cup, even without Heiskanen. That's actually kind of impressive. They've got something really good going on there in Dallas right now. 2 years in a row they have won the Stanley Cup. They won the Presidents as well. So they're a solid team right now. They beat both Florida teams to win the Cup. All right, Austin Matthews got that Art Ross trophy in Vegas, as well as the Hart. Ghost of Spare got the Norris. Wait, he wasn't on top of the... Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, Lady Bing went to Tyler Sagan. Nokalainen got that Calder. Conn Smythe, that's just... Yeah, well, he figured. He didn't have a good season, but he still might lose that stat growth. He's a great playoff goaltender. Vesna to Soderstrom. All right, Brizgala with the William M. Jennings. And another Soderstrom with the Bill Masterton. And Barkov with the Selke, Matthews with the Lindsay, and the Maurice Richard. Dang, Matthews took home a lot of hardware. 4 trophies for Matthews. All right, and Dallas winning with our old goaltender. But I am going to actually check in on whether, because after his regular season stats, maybe it looked like he wouldn't have kept his stat growth. So I am curious to see that, at least unless his playoff performance will negate that. But I think it mostly goes off a regular season. So that's actually going to be interesting to find out. All right, and now we are ready to get on with this draft here. So let's do it. I might hear it a little bit for Trading Waste Shostorkin, but it was what we kind of decided on the plan of action was. And I think long-term it benefits us, definitely. I mean, unless Shesterkin pulls an Omar and just keeps up being that good, but that's tough to do for built on stat growth. I mean, I think he'll likely drop down to 85. Now, that's not to say he can't regain it later on, so yeah, those stat growth goalies, man, they always seem to do really well. Okay, so we're going to see what picks we have, how many we have, see if we want to trade to gain any more of those elites, or just kind of pick in place. We have 10 picks total. Loaded a lot in the first 2 rounds, which gives us a lot of options. We can honestly pick some of those like just completely off the board too. We don't really have to make any moves if there's things that we if we can't really see anything else worth taking a chance on. It's probably just best to really go off the board here. So let's see what these top 5 picks are like. Another Audie Marchessault center sniper, 80 overall. Two-way forward, 91 overall. I think that was the guy who was originally listed to go 4th. He's actually could have gone 1st overall. Defensive defenseman, elite for LA, 80 overall. 80 overall sniper, winger for Pittsburgh. And a 79 overall center playmaker for Minnesota. That's a very good top 5. All of them NHL ready. All of them can start on like 3rd line, so that's good. Let's see what the top 10 has in store. 79 overall, top 6 is going to drop off. No, 78, my goodness. Very strong first round so far. So here we are with the 9th pick. Looking like it's going to be pretty good. This right wing sniper guy. Oh yeah, A+ for shooting. B, B, B-, B-. He's going to be really good. Leadership, goal scoring, and a pro release. Good leader. I like that he's a good leader. That's really strong. And I'm pretty sure, didn't say offensive instincts, but he does have a B for his senses, so you'd think he'd be pretty good. Wow, this guy, those are just amazing traits to have. And this guy, I mean, he could be a nice 2nd line, or maybe even 3rd line. A good leader too, alternate captain, maybe even captain. I like that. I don't want to pick anyone else, especially with how this top 10 has gone. This guy's going to be looking like in the 70s overall, so let's just grab Cyrus Gordon right here. 71 overall. Bit lower than I expected. I was looking at it like, I was hoping for like a 73. Maybe the next guy is going to be higher overall, but it didn't look like it. Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, 65. So it did drop, but this guy being what, 18, 17, 18? Yeah, 17 at 71 overall already. I really like that pick. It's definitely a solid pickup right there for sure. Alright, so our next pick will be 28th overall. Let's just sim up to that, and we'll check back on what else is there. A bunch of top 6s. Very deep first round so far. An elite power forward right there. A high top 6. Woo. Picked at 12th. Oh, no, sorry, that's a high top 9. My bad. So not as good. Alright, so here's another top 6 guaranteed. Listed to go 24th overall, so perhaps his stats, still not going to be good. Goal scoring, offensive instincts, and playmaking ability. So he's got a bit of everything, which is also really good. It looks like a two-way forward type guy. Listed to go higher. This guy's listed to go a bit higher, though, than he was. Offensive instincts, and he's a good skater. They're very similar. Hard to say which is better, though. I think this guy's got a bit more. I mean, usually don't really need the skating. I like that he's got offensive instincts and playmaking ability to go with his goal scoring. He just kind of seems like a jack of all trades. Well, it might be better to get a left winger. Those aren't guaranteed. And I like this guy just slightly better. You know, our scout doesn't have him ranked to go as high. I do kind of like him slightly better, just because we have more information on him. So let's get Daryl Pominville there. 64 overall, top 6. 2 really good pickups here in the first round. We don't necessarily need all those high, like first round elites to become first liners. Kind of need more second line options now. Especially when it may come to center. Don't know about Andronov still. Alright, so we'll sim up to our next pick here. It's 41st overall. And now we're going to look at our pins here to get an idea where they're all going. I got one at 62, which we can grab with our next pick. Got one at 94, we can grab with the pick after that. Yeah, and I'll probably just pick a lot of these guys. Or actually, we might want to start right now if we want to get the franchise goaltender, and if we're just going to pick off the board. Probably the better option. Yeah, honestly it is. Another defensive defenseman. We have so many of those guys, but, I mean, if anything, it's trade value, which is what we should be focusing on. Let's see, anything around 41 that is looking slightly better? Not really. Nothing guaranteed. There's some lows here. This guy could be a low elite, which obviously not as good trade value. But they're the only lows around here, so I'm assuming that they're going to be elite. I could be wrong, but looks like he might be weak on faceoffs, and I don't want a center who's weak on faceoffs, so that's kind of made up my mind. I'm going to go way off the board here and grab Timmins, just for the trade value, pretty much. That's way off the board. 21 picks early, but he's a 54 overall, medium elite, and I believe he's 17 years old, so he'll sustain that good value for a long time, definitely. All right. Next up is our 60th overall. There was a low elite, yep. How about that center guy? Yeah, he was. Let's see, do we have any? Yeah, no, it's just gonna show personality. Yeah, I know, like it does. It's not. It wasn't a guarantee that he was gonna be weak on faceoffs. It wasn't fully scouted, but it's. I've never really seen those things change too much. And yeah, seeing it on there, it always makes you worry. Who knows? Okay, so now we're gonna grab Iginla. Then our next pick, we'll probably grab that guy around 90 something. We're just gonna go completely off the board here because all the lows now are like no top sixes. So there's no real reason to take blind picks unless it's for something medium. But there wasn't a whole lot there, so we're gonna grab Abraham Iginla for trade value. And we have one more pick here in the second round, which we will be using to grab that other elite. There's also a high fringe starter there, which is always very interesting to me. Now, this guy isn't guaranteed elite, but he's at least guaranteed starter, which gives us a crap ton of trade value. And yet another option for backup if he is an elite. So that's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. He's only a starter, but again, with 52 overall, 19, yeah. Hindsight, I might have wanted to check out that the high fringe starter, but I could trade for him if I really want to and pick up an extra pick, so let's see where he goes here. I'll just sim up to my pick and scroll back, I guess. Where is that high fringe starter? See if he's worth moving for. Okay, there he is on Detroit. 66 overall. How old was he? 19 as well, but he's 66 overall. Is very loyal. He's not driven to win. Nah, then. Not worth it. Not worth making the effort for that, then. Alright, so another starter we can grab. So many good goaltenders here. But I think we're going to go for this guy. Ivanov, two-way guy. Character and maturity. Doesn't say anything about offense, but still worth it because of elite. So likely going to grab him. There he is. 49 overall, but a medium elite. We've not gotten anything less than top 6 starter, top 4 type player value, which is ridiculous. Next, we got the 124, which we might have another pick in between that 124 to 162. Yeah, our next pick is 156, which we can grab that guy with. But we won't have enough to grab all these guys then. I don't think. There's 4 players left. Do we have 4 picks left? Could have just checked what round we're in. Actually, we might if we're in the... Yeah, we do. We have the legit number that we need. Okay. So we can grab all these guys. All off the board, but all guaranteed elites. So, kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, I'd say that's a no-brainer. I like that this guy's listed as a gem. He's a center. I hope he's not weak on... He's, of course, weak on face-offs. God damn it. I mean, we could change him to a winger. And we did get a lot of centers who were good on face-offs. Good defensive type player. 20 years old. He's going to start very low overall, though. So is there something just maybe better for our time? Hard to say. Let's see. Unless there's a maybe low elite around here. No, not really then. Alright, well, I guess I can grab this guy, if nothing else, for the value itself. So, Donald Harvey, 20 years old, is going to be really bad overall. Yeah, 56, so he's really, realistically not really going anywhere. Unless we just want to keep him, use him for, like, a pure defensive type guy, which he was very good at. But not good on face-off, so he's a defensive winger, that's pretty much it. And you never know, you might want to use that for trade value at some points. He will be probably one of the ones I want to first use because of the age with the overall discrepancy. So bear that in mind. But that's a good backup plan at the very least. Take a medium elite guy, turn him into a third liner. Hey. What else? Wait, why am I doing that? It's pins. Let's go. So 156th overall now. We can grab this guy, right wing playmaker. Leadership, shot utilization, agility, weak skating. Okay, only weak skater. Looks like a good leader. Seems very loyal as well. Not going to start off good overall at all, but hey. He is only 18, so we've got some time with him. 51 overall, okay. And next, with our 188th pick, or with the 188th pick of this draft, not ours, we can grab Helmerson. Now this guy did have some higher grades. Not a good skater, but a great puck mover, offensive instincts, offensive creativity. So he's not a good skater, but he's a really good puck mover. Pro mentality. Any team would love to have him in the locker room. Those are all really good. He is 19, so the stats are probably more of a reflection on the growth he has since he's developed. But I am curious to see where it's going to be. Mid-60s? Yeah. All right, 66 overall at 19. Not bad. I mean, he's almost 70 overall, so that's actually probably one of the better picks. As long as he grows. As long as he grows. That's the big question. All right, lastly, here in the 7th, is Zubov. Again, no strengths, all weaknesses. All to his skating. Another defenseman, two-way guy left. Just seeing if there's something else perhaps more worth my time, but it does not appear so. So, alright. Let's just grab him and finish this off without grabbing anything less than a starting goaltender. A bunch of off-the-board picks, but we just completely wrecked that draft. Got an elite. I think we just got all elites. I just want to see if we didn't get anything less than that starting goaltender and the top 6s in the first round. Yeah, we got the last 3 and even 4 were elite. Yeah, this guy was a medium elite. Yep, round 3. We had the medium elite, that 49 overall. Round 2, we had the medium elite, 54. I missed one. Another, that's a franchise. No. And then the starter. My goodness. And then that first round, we had those 2 top 6s. That was a ridiculous draft, honestly. Very deep, but it was one of those drafts that was deep all the way through and all 7 rounds, which usually just does not happen that much. So that was very, very, very impressive. All right. So I didn't see any other steals go there. Nope, I saw low top 9, medium top 9. But there was our draft. Only picked 10 this year, but it was a bunch of quality. Nothing less than a top 6. Which is pretty ridiculous. We have probably the most trade value ever right now. Even with the draft restrictions. Which leads me to believe I might need stricter draft restrictions. Alright, we got some guys retiring here. USA East guy. Well, he's obviously not going anywhere. Mr. A+. Alright, and... yeah, I should get both these guys. I don't know that they'll be a better Liga scout. Let's grab him. And Uno Mas is... there he is, Mietnin. Yeah, I'll just get him. Alright. So there we go. Got the scouts back. And now in the re-sign phase, I think we're still, I think Lindgren we never signed still, unless I did, and I kind of forgot, but I don't think I did. No. That's Ovi. Maybe I did. Did I sign him? Looks like it. Yeah, I did for 4.5. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah, oh yeah, because I'm just, it's too risky to really make changes like that. Or wait on, to see if it will change. Man, do we even have anyone really to re-sign? Ovechkin, who doesn't want to be re-signed, and I think we'll likely let him go. He didn't retire, but I don't really know of a place we could use him. We'll need another third-line replacement, but we kind of have that coming up. So VC wants to come back. We'll probably get him back. 1 year. Oh, that's perfect. Really cheap deal for VC, which is good for us. Gettinger might be able to afford some AHL, things like that. Same with Neves. Lazar, that was our depth guy, right, that we had? No, well, he was actually in the AHL. 83, 83, 85. Foligno, looks like he might be declining. He's still got bottom 6 potential, but with that minor checking role, he actually might be declining. So I think I'll let him go. And keep Lazar and actually use him as depth. 83, 83, and 85, yeah. And 72 faceoffs is decent enough where if something major happens, he can fill in there for a brief time. All right, let's grab him for a year. Bianconi. Yeah, I think we hold on to him. All right. Still thinking about those AHL only guys. Carcillo. Yeah, he's worth holding on to, but I think he's most likely going to be our new AHL ringer by the looks of how he's developing and where his stats are at. It's not looking incredible. Hayek doesn't want to come back now. Bit unfortunate. But we were kind of using him only as depth. A lot of his stuff has dropped off. He was demoralized. I remember he was like 85, 87, and 87 or something like that, or 86 and 86. He was solid. Very solid, but... fact is, we got stuff like this. We got all these other guys coming too. We can't even have them. Josh Anderson, I might even let go of. Yeah, we have so many guys coming up. All right, so I'm going to let go of Hayek. Josh Anderson, I might be able to hold on to. He's listed with minor, so we might want a minor deal. He does. Ooh, it's a one-way, though. If I keep him down there to be depth, I don't want to give him 2 years. No. Take him year by year. Just for AHL depth is what I'm looking at. Okay, now we should have some forwards who need entry levels this year, I thought. Yes, we do. Well, not all these guys, obviously. Okay, Jast needs an entry level. So this is going to be more guys coming into the AHL. Same with Kruger, so we got to make a little bit of space for him. I'm not going to get rid of all my other guys because I do need some... oh, wow. There's a lot. Maybe I will have to get rid of all of them. It's looking like it, actually. It's a lot of guys, especially on that forward end. Now, remember, we were suffering from defensive depth last year in the AHL. Now, this guy doesn't look like much of anything at all, but still worth signing. Just cause he's medium elite, and if he can grow and get that value back up, that's what we want. All right, so that's Jilson, Wilson. How many other Ilsons? Yeah, this guy I really wanted to hold on to because, well, I wanted to see what he was, and we got him in that trade. He'd have to grow quite a bit more for his defensive stats to be kind of good for him, but still worth re-signing in my opinion. I'd like to get him for 2 years. Yeah. Jilson, on the other hand, 74. Playmaker. No, I'm going to get rid of him. I think he's done because we want to get some other guys in scoring roles as well. So we're signing. How many new guys did we just sign? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And keeping Will. So 5 new AHL forwards, essentially. We're going to need to make some space. I think Letary goes. I'll need to keep some of them just as depth guys. See what Gettinger wants. He might want too much at this point. He does, so Gettinger's gone. Boo might be pretty decent. What do you want? Yeah, this guy. Oh, what the hell? Look at this. He wants a 2-way deal for this. Like, I'll even get him for 2 years because that's ridiculous. And he wants that. And I'll keep Meskinen too, I think. I'll hold off because we might have. Yeah, we need to sign. I think I'll get Mrazek back for 1 more year to be for our backup. Oh no, wait, hold on. Didn't we have? Is he ready for? Yeah, see that's what I'm looking at. Manning's actually ready for backup, so I think we'll keep that and then have a really good goaltender duo. Gustafsson's a starter. He could be in the AHL, either as a starter or backup. And I guess we can keep Lop. I'm not going to send Mrazek down there, so we're going to release Mrazek. Unless he wants to really... Nope. Release him. Okay, so we'll have Schlemko, Manning, and then Gustafsson, question mark. I guess it could be this guy. That's his playoff stats. How's he done? Really good last year, but other than that, not so good. Got the points out of him, except for this year. Could look for someone else in free agency or even sign this guy. Have these 2 guys and start training them up to be our potential backups. Gustafsson and Geisbers. Might be a good idea. I might actually do that. Yeah. These are our potential future backups right here. These 2 starting guys. I want to get them to around 80, 81. That's kind of the idea with that. All right. I need to advance a day and get some of that cleaned up. Mostly, not so much because of money, but mostly because of roster spaces. We did just get a lot of entry levels. All right, Anderson rejected. Lazar also rejected, okay. Everyone else is accepted, though. Okay. Let's see. All right, so I still want Lazar for depth. I'll give him exactly what he wants, and he should accept that. I wanted this guy for the defensive depth still. Only 1 year. I guess I can give him a mil. And if he's down, if he's in the AHL, it won't hurt as much. And Miskinen, these 2 guys are still on contract. We're going to lose Ovechkin. So that frees up that. We still have 45. Getting him back, it won't cost anything. Yeah, okay. There we go. So we're good on that, and we'll still have roster space for free agency. Like, yeah, 4 guys, four skaters. So that's good. We might not, probably won't even need that many. And our team's shaping up pretty well. Karkner, I think we moved this year. It's not looking like he's getting anywhere, really. Although he's built well to produce offense, it's just our right side is so good and so deep that it's not really there. And he hasn't 79 at 22. We got this guy coming up too. Another defensive defenseman, though, on the right side. I would stunt him if his stick checking wasn't so low. Now is the point where we can just get really picky with who we're bringing up. Or on the flip side, if we say Von Arx isn't likely to grow much more, maybe we can get Karkner to be a point production guy, and at least for right now, he'll play on the right-hand side, maybe a bit better. His defense's awareness is low, though. Yeah. Gonna have a bit of a logjam situation this year. A lot of our defensive guys didn't pan out the way they were looking, but we did get Bird and Gilson. It's just that we were having trouble finding that scoring type guy now. We got Heiskanen, sorry. He's not bad at it, but we've never had that one guy who's going to get like 60-point years, which is not needed, but it does help. At this point, I'd rather have it in the top 4, which Shea doesn't really do that in the top 4. So, I mean, maybe Karkner can get there. We could play him in like opposite side on the top 4, but do you want to count on that? Von Arx, I don't think he's going to get there. Guy like Barnes, a defensive guy. Another defensive type guy. I mean, 22 at 76, yet another defensive defenseman too. I mean, we have so many defensive defensemen. So yeah, it's a bit tough. But I do think we're good enough, even without that type of player. I really do think we're good enough. I think the only thing we're missing is consistent production from our other lines. Meskinen rejected. Okay, whatever. He was so cheap, and on that two-way deal that it really didn't matter. I want him back just for depth in my AHL. Really good guys who can play literally anywhere when I put them in. When injury happens. Yeah, it's a two-way deal. Like, what? It's very interesting that he's asking for that. I think he's the last one here that we need to do something with. Yep. And this is the year that Schlumko's contract kicks in. We'll see what he wants. And that's another reason why I didn't want to give him long-term, because it was going up so heavily. What if he stays around 90 overall and doesn't get to like that 93, 94, which was the kind of money he was demanding? Then it's an overpayment. But he's still got, a couple more years of growth as well. So, who knows? All right. So let's finish that off, and then we could take a gander at free agency. Come on, Meskinen. There he is. Okay. So we got everyone. Let's turn off the draft settings here and take a look at free agency. Now we do have a potential hole with Ovechkin gone. Eichel should fill the scoring role in that, but then third line is open. Now we can use Hedl, play him on the third line wing. He's done decently there in the past, but we would need another fourth line type guy, which we may not exactly have. Well, we do have this Hooten guy, but I don't remember him being that good defensively. He's a playmaker. And he's okay defensively. I could try him. He's listed as depth, though. Chistov is the guy. That's right. And he is listed as 4th line. So this guy, not a 74 faceoffs isn't actually bad, and that should get better over time. So we could play him as that 4th line center and use Hedel on that 3rd line wing. And his offensive stats are actually pretty good, to where I think he would do pretty well, especially playing with Kravtsov, who takes a lot of shots, and of course Elias Anderson, who just does whatever the hell he wants and scores a lot. So I think that'll be a very good 3rd line. It's just Eichel's got some big shoes to fill, especially with the whole Andronov situation. We got to get him to produce well. I think we're going to keep him on that top unit power play and have Byfield on that 2nd one. It still worked like that. We had like, what, 25% to end the year? Hootinen guy he's built really well offensively, but he's 24 at 80 overall. I mean, he's not an offensive type player. He's okay defensively. I think I prefer Chistov over him. I could use this guy's depth and not need to get a depth guy. We could literally use him as depth for this year and save some money in that regard. But where the hell else are we going to use this money? I mean, we have it open. Just have to ask ourselves, where is that money going to be spent? If it needs to be spent. Which at this point, we're kind of set in a lot of ways. Unless we decide at some point we need to get another 2nd line scorer because Eichel ain't getting the job done or what. But we're going to have contract space. But at the same time, some of it is going to be saved for people coming off contract. Like Bird's going to need a contract. And then there's that whole defensive situation. So we've got a lot to think about here. What to do about that defensive log jam. What to do with our $9 million, and what to do. Should we use... I think we should use Chistov on that 4th line. And, or do we want to hold off and stunt Chistov and turn him into an actual 4th liner? Or do him like Howden and play him as 4th line with a bunch of PK. He could be the new Howden, which would be awesome. So we almost don't need to sign anyone here. Well, let's go to free agency anyway to see what's available, to see what we can see. All right. So Sebastian Aho doesn't look like a very strong free agency this year. Not at all, which is good. Good thing we don't need any major pieces. Some cool names, Aho, DeBrincat, Sergachev, but doesn't look like any of them are that good. Although Sergachev was very good, as I recall, and he doesn't want much. But, again, don't really need him. Nope, doesn't bring anything that we don't already have. Yeah, no one really here that we have a dire need for. I do really like all of Sebastian Aho's traits. So I know I'll probably here grab Aho and even trade Andronov, because Aho is just guaranteed 2nd line center with really good offensive stats, great defensive stats, good faceoffs, good poise, a good shot. We'll do whatever it takes to win or be on a winning team, but lacks loyalty. Well, for winning, really do whatever it takes to stay on this team. So pretty much always a 50-point score, even on bad teams by that look. Takes a decent chunk of shots, but not that we need that. Good power play guy. So the question is, do we give up on Andronov yet? And what do we want back for him? That's the big question. And the other question is, will a two-way forward do well with a playmaker and a power forward? With the power forward being the goal scorer. Because it's a lot of money. What he wants right there. We could trim it down, but if that loyalty thing comes into question, we all of a sudden don't have Andronov or Aho. Because at that point we'll be kind of strapped for cash. So this is a risky move if we're going to trade Andronov and grab Aho. It's not like he produces a hell of a lot more. And that whole loyalty thing, and look at how much money he's commanding right now. We can grab him, but we will not have a lot of money for other people. And Andronov's on a pretty good contract right now. He'll obviously want more, but we can at least kind of negotiate lower because of how long he's been here, etc. So, a lot to think about for us. We have options. And with the pros and cons, I mean, the pro about Aho is he's going to give us pretty much guaranteed 50-point seasons. He's good on both sides of the puck. And, you know, he wants to be on a winning team, which could mean that he will be loyal, maybe loyal to us. But if we struggle, get kicked out in the first round, who knows? I guess the pros about Andronov is I think he's still got a lot to show us, and I think he can have those guaranteed 50-point seasons. But he might also turn into that, you know, the Brandon or Peyton Manning situation that we had. Which was in the last one, Buffalo, or was that Seattle? I don't remember, but it was one of those. And it was just that guy who just looked like he'd be perfect for the role, but didn't quite produce enough. But I think with Eichel being a more secure type guy, I don't know. I do like the poise of Aho. But again, I kind of think that last year, I mean, you looked at every other year around that one, besides that one. We got production from all the other places. So when it's like that, can you consider it? I mean, this guy also last 3 years, he got 50 points. Playoff stats, I mean, I can definitely see the argument. More so for Andronov, less for Ho-Sang, but more so for Andronov. 7 points, or 5 points in 7 games was his best. 10 points in 22 games. That was the year we won the Cup, though, so, I mean, we got what we needed. And was he even on the second line at that point? Good question. I'm having a hard time giving up on Andronov. Especially with those face-offs at 90. Weaker awareness. Really good discipline. Still good poise. It's only 5 lower than Aho, and he's got some more years to grow into that. Tremendous puck skills. He's actually kind of an aggressive player, too. Does he hit? Yeah, 126. Always over 100 hits every year. I mean, the guy lays the body, too. More takeaways and giveaways. All right, you know what? Let's compare that a bit to Aho. We can get ourselves a really, because I know I'm going to hear about getting Aho and shipping off Andronov, because we've been hearing about shipping off Andronov for a couple years now. And I'm always a little hesitant about my homegrown guys about just trading them off so quickly, which is a double-edged, well, it can go either really good or really bad. Sometimes they end up panning out and being awesome, and then other times, like Manning, they don't. Oh yeah, Aho doesn't hit as much. Not as good a giveaway takeaway ratio. I kind of like Andronov. He's got more of a... I mean, he's not as good defensively stat-wise, but he's got a lot more... He lays the body, and I really like that. Because that creates turnovers in the sim. A lot. Laying the body creates a lot of good turnovers. Can create penalties, but he had, what, 93 discipline to counteract that? I don't believe he's a big penalty taker, so... Yeah, there's a lot to decide here in free agency. I'm going to need your guys' help to decide it. So we went over the whole Aho versus Andronov, so let me know about that. If we need any other depth guys, like either on the forward end or defensive end, and regarding that logjam, definitely give me your ideas about how to solve that. Remember, leave that like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Watching my videos just isn't enough Cyn for you. Be sure to go over there on Twitter and shoot me a follow, and you could even join our Discord server as well to talk with some of the other Cynners out there. The links to both are in the description.